Right.
So let's put something into the head itself just to showcase how is the head used.
Okay.
So one tag that you could only put in the head itself is called title tag. Now the title tag is the same way. You open and you close the tag every time. Every single tag that you create in HTML, you have to open it, you have to close it. If you don't close it, you're creating illegal HTML. Creating illegal HTML, that means some browsers won't render it correctly. It means Google and other search engines, when they see your page and they see you created a shitty page, or excuse my French, a sloppy page or spaghetti page, or page that's not that wasn't built out correctly,
right.
Google's gonna say, oh well, this is a crappy page anyways, let me
Bad
skip
score.
it. Exactly. And if you get a bad score on your page, no one's gonna see it anyways.
Gotcha.
So it's really important. You open a tag, you close a tag.
Okay.
And we're gonna learn later on, after we build it a little bit more, how do we find bugs in our pages and how do we fix them. But that's way too early for that right now. So in our title itself, and what is the title? The title is one is also what you see on the header. Right now we get a default of the name of the file, but that's not very intuitive. Now the reason why we need a header, if a user wants to bookmark the page and they go into their bookmarks, you'll see, well, you don't have to see my bookmarks. But in your bookmarks, if you have a title to your bookmark, then you could then see what was the page about.
Yeah, you could find it, yeah.
Exactly. If it's just a file name, then it's not that useful. That's one.
Mm-hmm.
Two, if you have a few tabs open up at the same time, it would be useful to be able to know what's inside of the page.
Yeah.
And three, Google and other search engines, so if I just open up a new tab really quickly and I go to google.com, if I go into Google and I search for my favorite search term, which is Zero to Geek, you'll see that Zero to Geek pops up, and you'll see also some information, so lifetime membership and some information, indispensable action scripts, some information. These titles are created from the titles that we put into our HTML page. For example, Zero to Geek training on Twitter, that's also us, and this title is generated by Twitter.
Okay.
So literally the user doesn't have to go into the page to know what's going on. So to sort that out, and by the way, our title on Zero to Geek is horrible. It seems like it's just Zero to Geek, which we should put a little bit more meat into that title, and we'll take care of that at a later date, maybe when you do your search. So what we want to do next is we want to put in a title, a good title for our Hello World, and a good title for that would be maybe Zero to Geek Hello World, and I'm just gonna make that geek uppercase because I just like it uppercase. Zero to Geek Hello World. HTML Hello World would probably be the best. HTML Hello World. We're going to save that. Once we save that, when we go into our browser and we click on refresh, you'll see that Zero to Geek HTML Hello World has been updated in the title.
Okay.
And we can see also in the tab itself, Zero to Geek HTML Hello World. So now even if we're on another page, we could very clearly and easily see what's inside of that page.
Mm-hmm.
Now, just a tip in general, when you figure out what title you want to use, you really want to put there a title that's not too long, that's informational and easy for people to know what's going to be inside of it before you go in it. Also to make it convenient for them to bookmark, but also to make it more usable when people search for it on Google. Because if they don't see something that's relevant to them,
right,
they're not going to click on it, which makes sense.